Hi everybody, Carol Garrison with Carol's Creative Escape. I apologize, I'm just a few minutes late tonight, and there goes my camera. I was so into making the cards that we're doing tonight, I kind of lost track of time. And well, I apologize for the jiggling here. My camera stand tipped over and now it's all out of whack. I'm just gonna do this and make it work. All right, so my name is Carol Garrison. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I've been making cards for 30 some years, and my goal is to simply spread joy one card at a time. And tonight I am going to share with you a fabulous, it's not really a fun fold, it's just called a split front card. And I've got a couple Christmas cards, I've got a thank you card, I've got a birthday card. It is just so flexible in what you can do with it that I'm really excited to be able to share it with you tonight. Hope everybody's had a great week. I am coming to you live from Minnesota, and we are expecting some weather to be moving in here sometime in the next, from what I heard on the news, probably next 30 minutes or so. So I'm going to try to get done with this video so we don't have to worry about it, just in case there's a power outage or something like that. Hopefully it won't be anything too severe, but we'll see what happens. All right, so hope everybody had a great week. We started doing a little bit of moving and packing for helping out our daughter, and transplanted some plants that in an indirect way came from my mom and dad's gardens at their house before they sold it. So it's very nice to be able to bring a little bit of their gardens back into my yard. And other than that, I can't say that it's been a very eventful week. I'm looking forward to the rest of my week this week because I've got a friend from junior high coming to stay with me for the next few days, and it's been quite a few years. Well, I shouldn't say quite a few years, but I think 3 years since we've seen each other. So I imagine there's going to be a lot of talking occurring this week, and maybe some late nights or two as well. So let me get started with my card here. I'm going to flip my camera around and get you into the camera stand here just a second. And it looks like I might be having some connectivity problems, so hopefully it doesn't create too many issues for us, but we'll see what happens. And I've got to see where I am on my Facebook page as well to make sure I'm in the right spot. And then we'll work on getting everything lined up here. Yeah, it does look a little fuzzy. So let's just hope we can get things going like we need to. And I'm going to slide my camera down just a skosh. And there we go. Hopefully I can straighten it up on top. And then we should be pretty good to go. I think I'm just going to leave it because sometimes the more I fuss with it, the worse it starts to look. So I am going to share with you my card in just a second. I do want to remind people that if you are interested in any of the bundles from the annual catalog, there's a really good sale going on, so you can save an extra 10%, so you can get 20% off if you purchase a bundle. So that's something to keep in mind. Tonight, the stamp sets that I'm showing you are actually going to be coming out as online exclusives. Available tonight. We have Zelda or Xena joining us. Usually it's Zelda that's up here. But you know what, Kitty? We're going to move you just a little bit. Anyhow, she apparently is feeling a little lonely. So these are online exclusives, and Stampin' Up! Has started doing more online exclusives in the online store. Oh no, I'm all out of whack again. In the online store, simply as a way to keep introducing new stamp sets throughout the catalog year. And I am finding I'm liking a lot of those, almost as much, if not more, than what I'm seeing in the catalog. So you may see me doing a few of these online the online exclusive stamp sets. And the two that I'm working with tonight are sentiments. That's all they are, is sentiments. And one of them is a everyday greetings, and it's a great mix of cursive and typed fonts called Everyday Greetings. Anniversary, birthday, love you, thank you, hello, best, excuse me, best wishes, thinking of you, with a nice inside sentiment, where there's heartache, let there be healing. Just a great set, and I really like this font, and it stamps very nicely. And then they have a greetings of the season, which similar thing with the type and the cursive. And we've got happy holidays, Merry Christmas, New Year's, season greetings, love and joy. I love may your holiday season be filled with warmth and cheerful celebration. And then this is probably one of my favorite. It's the most wonderful time of year. So even though it was 88 degrees here, very humid, and we're expecting thunderstorms, a little Christmas is happening tonight too with this set. And then for the most part, the dies and the cards that I'm going to show you come from this great set, which is Unbounded Love Dies. Many of these dies will work with some of the stamps in these two stamp sets. Not all, but I was able to make it work for most of them that I needed to. So just kind of keep that in mind. And let me show you the cards that I'm going to make, or show you how to make tonight. There's this one, and that's featuring that perennial lavender. I just love this paper. I just don't think you can go wrong with any card that you make. So here's that split card. These two pieces are up on dimensionals, so it kind of gives you a 3D look. I don't know if you can see that in the camera. There you go. You can see the dimensionals. So it gives just a little bit of a 3D look. And then I'm using that awesome paper that has all of the new ink colors in it. So awesome, I can't remember the name. It's Unbounded Beauty, and it's just this gorgeous paper featuring most of the new ink colors. And so this one is the Petunia Pop and Summer Splash, and this card features the I never remember what the peach one is called. I want to call it Peekaboo Peach. Peach Pie. And it also has Petunia Pop kind of as an accent color in there as well. So that's just another example. You could add little leaves or punches. I chose not to because I thought the cards were so pretty. And this die, just so that you know, actually creates both a frame and that centerpiece. And I used my dimensionals to hold it together to keep it as one piece. This die also has a frame that goes around it. It did not stay together quite as nicely, so we've just got that look. And then to show you the Christmas cards that I made, this designer series paper is called Winter Meadow. And this was in the annual catalog last year, but is a carryover. You're not going to see it in the annual catalog, but you are going to be able to order this online. And I like this. It's Moody Mauve is kind of the accent color on it. And then here I'm using that Blueberry Bushel, which is one of my favorite blue colors. And so just to give you, you know, like I said, I've got Christmas cards, I've got birthday card, just a hello card, a love you card, and now we're going to make a thank you card. The measurements for this card are a little bit different, and so I wanted to share with you first by creating what I suggest is creating a template. Now, I have seen different videos making this card where they kind of use each of these pieces and figure out where they want it on their designer series paper. Way too much fussing for me. I don't often like to think that hard, I guess, when I'm making my cards. And so what I have found is that it's easiest for me if I just use this piece and take my cutter, and I automatically get these two pieces then. So I'll show you what I mean by that. But in the meantime, to make your template, you want to take a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of paper. I use cardstock because it's a little heavier. This is just a retired color. And you're going to just make a pencil mark at 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, and then on the bottom side you'll make a little mark at 3 inches, and on this side you'll make a mark at 3 inches as well. And then once you have those marks in there, you're just going to line up your ruler and draw a line from that 1/2 inch mark to the 3 inch mark, and from the 1/4 inch mark to that 3 inch mark. And then I just took my cutter and cut along those lines. This does not have to be precisely on the line, so if you don't get there, please don't feel like you have to start all over again. You will be able to just keep going with this shape. In fact, when I've cut mine through the trimmer, this has gotten a little narrower, so I may eventually redo that piece. And I'm just kind of setting those to a side. I don't really need them. I just need this piece. So once you've got your template made, you're going to take your background layer, and one of these pieces will be the focal point, creating these two pieces. So you do kind of end up with this odd strip from your 4 1/4 by 5 piece, or 4 by 5 1/4 piece paper. I am just getting rid of it because I don't keep little scraps like that. You'll also need a couple of pieces of cardstock that measure 1/2 inch by, I would go at least by 5 1/4. We're actually going to use these to line up along the edge of our triangle strips to get a little bit of color. Honestly, you should go a little longer than 5 1/4. I'd probably go 6 inches just to make sure you get it. I'm going to be pushing it on this one. And then I've already used the thank you sentiment and one of those dies to cut that piece out, and I will be decorating this with the iridescent basic purple pearls. So let me show you how to cut this card. And like I said, you'll see videos that'll show you how to do this differently. I am just doing it this way because it works for me. I have this adhesive that is removed. It's you can move around. It's not very sticky, and I find that it works really well for me when I'm doing mock-ups of cards if I need to switch stuff around. But it also works really well for doing this card. You want to make sure if you've got a directional paper that you kind of have everything going the correct direction. And then I am just placing this piece onto my designer paper like this. So these are the two pieces I'll actually be working with. And what I do is, I'm not sure if this was making sense. I'll bring my cutter up here, and I'm just lining this so that the green edge is just to the left of the cutting trough. That way I'm not cutting the cardstock, I'm just cutting the designer series paper. So again, I'm just putting this kind of to the left. Again, it doesn't matter the exact measurements as long as these two pieces are fairly consistent. And again, I'm just going right to the edge. So you can see I get pretty close, but I'm not cutting that green paper off. And we're just gonna throw this piece away and I can save my cardstock. All right, hopefully that makes sense for you. I just found it easier to cut that way and not have to worry about it. So then the next thing I'm going to do is add my strips of cardstock. I'm hoping that's going to be long enough. I'm pushing it just a little bit, but it's going to work. So I'm going to add, because I'm just putting this right on the edge, I'm going to add, sorry, my dog is also going a little crazy in the background. Not because of being afraid of any storms that might be coming through. He desperately needs to play with a little chase with his ball. So he keeps running it down the steps and throwing it at my feet. He just wants to play. And then I'm going to repeat that same process right along the edge here. I do like to make sure I'm getting it in the corner. When I first saw this card, I thought, oh, too much precise measuring and everything. And it is anything but. This would be a really easy card to make for Christmas or any event where you had to do a lot of cards. I don't think it's that hard to make at all. All right, and then this piece, I start kind of out here and I'm just gonna slide it down. I just want a little bit of border showing. So once I kind of have it in the right place, I can do that. And I'm gonna set it aside and grab my other piece. And again, I'll line it up. And I kind of slide it down again until I have about the right width of border that I want. And that's another reason I like using the liquid glue, because it gives me that chance to do a little bit of moving around. All right, so we're gonna now come in with our paper snips, and I'm just gonna snip off right along the cardstock or the designer series paper. So I don't want any cardstock hanging off after that. And then repeat on that side. So the only place I want the cardstock showing is right along that edge. So then I'll come and I'll do the same thing there. This one I've got just a little tip, so I will cut that off. And then do the same. And so that just gives me my little border. The next thing that I want to do is let's just fold our card in half. It gives this glue a chance to set up just a little bit more. We'll burnish this. And I've had mixed feelings on whether I should put this down first, but I find it's actually easier for me to do this next step before I layer it. It's totally up to you what you want to do. I don't think there's really an up or down direction to this, but I'm going to kind of put it this way more because I'm hoping to capture this as part of my ray. And so we want to just take these two pieces and now add them to this layer of designer series paper. This is a little bit busier than my other cards because I've kind of had a less active pattern, but I'm going to do this because I think it complements this pattern. And so what we want to do is just take our dimensionals, and if you're wondering why these look a little bit different, it's just something left over from a paper pumpkin kit. And even though I'm done with that kit, I didn't need all the dimensionals, and so I just kind of keep using them, and just happens to be what I grabbed. I do put a fair number of dimensionals on this because it is a bigger piece of paper. Normally I wouldn't use that many dimensionals, but I do want some support right in the center. And if you've also ever seen me with my videos, I will use all of that part of my dimensionals as well. It's just a different shape, and there's no, you might as well get the most for your money on these dimensionals. So that's just a little thing that I do. I think there's a lot of people that do that. Okay, so these two pieces are going to sit on top of this. Now this piece with the straight edge is going to go right there, and this piece will form like this to create that kind of ray on the card. And these will butt up fairly close to each other, and when I line them up, I'm just putting these edges because again they should be a 4-inch wide piece, so I'm just lining them up edge to edge. Cats are going a little bonkers too tonight. Okay, so we're going to line it up just like that. So pretty even. It's a little bit showing at the top here, but that's okay. When it's on the card, that isn't going to show. That's one of the things I really like about this layout, is it's so forgiving. If you're off just a little bit, it doesn't matter. Takes some of the pressure off of making cards, you know, when you don't have to worry about that. I'm really enjoying working with these new ink colors too. They're just so bright and cheery, and Ironically, I was very excited to have Pretty in Pink come back, and I've hardly used that color at all, but I'm finding I really love this green and that petunia pop, and I like those two colors together a lot. And I have to venture out and get some Pretty in Pink in here too. All right, and then the next thing that I'm going to do is just adhere this to my card, and I will grab my adhesive. And because there is some bulk on this, I am adding just a little bit more adhesive than normal. And for some reason, when I put my card fronts on, I do like to open my card up. I don't know why. I just do. Then we'll get that lined up on the front. And now we've got that part made. For my stamped image, you know, you could put it pretty much wherever you want. I always think I can put my images on crooked, and I can't. It just doesn't work for me. On these cards, I've kind of centered them so that they fit in that opening. On this card, I'm just going to bring it right across the top. And one of the things I've done is I've already put 2 dimensionals in the center because I want it to be raised since it's going to hang over, so that these 2 pieces hit those 2 pieces which are on dimensionals. I'm just going to take a little bit of adhesive to the ends here so that it doesn't fold over. But we'll pull off these dimensionals, and then I'm just going to kind of center it right here. And there we've got that awesome sentiment in the middle. Take your pick tool and grab some of these pearls. Maybe. I think I need some fresh putty on there. It's not very sticky. All right, well, this is not working very well. It's stuck to the sticky part of the pearl. I will put a new glue dot on the back and start over with that one. Twist a little bit. This has just got a sticky putty in there, and it'll kind of ooze out as you tighten it, and as soon as you loosen it back up, it'll stop coming out. And now I got it. So we're just going to put that here. Let's see if we can pick off the back and still have some sticky from that one. And then I think I will just take a little single pearl and put them on like that. And that's how easy that card is to make. So even though it looks a little complicated with those measurements in that piece of paper, you guys, it's as easy as can be. And look at how beautiful these cards are. Hello, best wishes, or birthday wishes, I mean. Thank you. Love you. And Merry Christmas. All from the same layout. I really hope I've inspired you tonight to give this card a try. Again, I want to share with you the template that I got so that you can recreate this as well. You could get adventuresome and try 3 different patterns to use that whole template, but this piece again is 4 by 5 1/4. You've got a 1/2 inch tick mark, 3/4 inch tick mark. Down here it's at 3 inches, and on this side it's at 3 inches. And then again, you're going to take your ruler from the 1/2 inch to that 3 inch and make a line. And then from the 3/4 to the 3 inch mark, make a line, cut along those lines with your trimmer. And then for me, I just found it easiest to put it onto my designer paper and cut along the seams, but you may find it easier to cut all 3 pieces. It doesn't matter, we can all do it our own way. That's just how I chose to make my cards. So one last look here at 2 gorgeous Christmas cards. We've got kind of a romantic love you card. And then using that Unbounded Beauty Designer Series paper, we've got a birthday card, a hello card, and a thank you card. I hope everybody had a great week and that you stay safe in the storms that seem to be hitting kind of all over the country tonight. Take care, and we will see you all next week. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.